Ahoy, you guys! Hello, it is William calling from wiwibloggs, and Czechia has chosen Daniel Žižka for Eurovision 2026. His song is called Crossroads. Daban!
Hey, you guys! Hey, William!
Should we watch and react?
Let's do this!
You guys, we will be watching Daniel's official music video, but before we do that, let's read a little bit about the song. This is what the Czech delegation has to say. Thematically, the song deals with the decision-making process and moments in life when a person stands at an imaginary crossroads and must choose their next path. The song captures the inner struggle and doubts that accompany such decisions while emphasizing the courage to be oneself and stand up for who one is. And to give you a flavor of that, let's check out the lyrics. Follow a voice unknown, learn how to swim in open waters on your own. A jar hollow won't reach the ocean floor, where foreign fields and tangled strings unfold. Mother, I'll get lost without a map. There's too many ways inside this vicious spider web. Crossroads, patterns and exceptions in a woven road. All right, our man has decisions to make. He is going to set it to music. We are hitting play.
Oh, it's a black door.
This looks like me on most days.
What a beautiful voice. There's a slight progression.
This is very haunting.
Technical precision, like his voice really does cut through.
This is very classy. The voice is really magical, isn't it?
The cinematography here really gives us a glimpse into what the staging could look like. It's really intricate. It's like really small movements, but at the same time propelling this narrative. The dilemma of decision making.
Oh! He comes into his own in that chorus. It's changing.
Wow, okay.
Oh! That's nice. We are alive. That builds nicely.
Wow.
Do it again. Oh.
Wow, the door opens, but we're not quite certain if he embarked on that journey. Okay, interesting.
Oh, very interesting. How long was that? Oh, that was 3 minutes. That didn't feel like 3 minutes because I was really living that. That's a good sign. My first big takeaway is that Daniel has a very unique voice. It is a very unique voice that almost sounds jazzy at times. It's smoky, it's rich, it goes low, it goes high. He dips it low and then he takes it up. I'm not worried about his vocals, right? I feel like he's a master vocalist. Even though we know like these tracks are always perfected in the studio, you can tell he can sing live. It's just such a unique voice. Points for that. Also, he has an artistic vision. There is very clearly a perspective here. They've created a scene, a scenography, a moment in his life in this apartment. It's all taking place in this apartment, and it feels like a complete universe. I know that sounds weird because sometimes a music video is just in an apartment, you're like, but this is a whole universe in one set of rooms. Very expressive face because he is feeling this music. And I think the biggest strength of it is how it's so unusual. This is very unusual for a Eurovision song. And I think the final, 45 seconds? It's just constantly changing and surprising and keeps you on your toes. And it really builds until the very end. Like it's this big crescendo and then it hits. And if he hits that live vocally, it will be very, very powerful.
Okay, so let me start with the positives here. Daniel is a young emerging talent who has made a name for himself in the Czech Republic. He's been featured in some music editorials and he's been platformed as the next big voice. It's very difficult to disagree with these facts because his voice is actually, certainly from a technical standpoint, quite amazing. You know, he's hitting all the right notes. There's clearly a range. But at the same time, it also feels rather academic. And this song, Crossroads, which we're told we have to always pitch it as block capitals by his press team, was in the works for over 2 years. So it was in the making, the craftsmanship and everything. And you can tell that a lot of thought and effort has gone into this. But quite often when you work at something for that length of time, it also reads like that, if you know what I mean. Some of our best pop anthems ever, global smashes, were kind of thrown together in, 2 hours? So when you spend 2 years working on a song, a 3-minute pop song for Eurovision, it's very purposeful, it's very driven, and at times more technical, at the expense of having soul. So yeah, that's just my take on this.
Now, I do have concerns, of course. Do you remember the singer Rick in Germany a few years ago? A huge fan favorite. He had an avant-garde song, which was really lovely, but then live, I mean, he delivered it well, but it just didn't connect with the audience because it had such a unique perspective. It was avant-garde, it was doing its own thing. And I think sometimes when you do your own thing, you can alienate a lot of voters. And that's not saying you shouldn't do your own thing. It's just saying you can have something that's high quality, really artistic, but then maybe it doesn't resonate with the audience, a mass TV audience. This will speak to the juries. I think Daniel is known to have an incredible voice. And I think musically jurors will respect this. I do wonder if the televoter, who often, struggles to focus and is really distracted, I do wonder if the televoter, in the first 2 verses, maybe they're quiet moments, they're soft moments. I think this requires focus. I think this song requires you to pay attention. And my only concern would be that viewers are distracted. They're at viewing parties, they're talking to family, they can just be distracted. However, the answer to that, of course, is to have incredible staging that keeps people paying attention. If you can make people pay attention, they will like this. They will respect this. They will be interested and want to see what comes next. But you gotta be careful, because if the staging is off, you're gonna lose people's attention. And I just think musically, this type of song for a TV spectacle is not gonna grab them instantly enough. So keep them hooked and you will slay.
The broader take here also is that Czech Republic have put in mixed fortunes over the years, But there have been some exceptionally amazing acts like Gabriela Gunchikova. How well did that do? Lake Malawi, a personal favorite of mine, didn't even crack the top 10. And it was actually quite amazing. And they were much more fun, much more relatable, certainly got a much stronger hook. And Daniel Žižka, although he's amazing in his own right, it is the Eurovision Song Contest where things can be wildly unpredictable and doesn't always favor great voices, right? The point I'm trying to make here is that having a great voice is good, of course. It allows you to be confident to sing the song that you're tasked to sing, but make no mistake, it's one ingredient in a sea of required ingredients for Eurovision success. And the voice here is good.
And actually, we need to read you some comments by the music video director Ruy Okamura. Ruy has worked with, the music video for The Code by Nemo, who of course won Eurovision 2024. And he also directed the official music video for the Austrian Eurovision song Who the Hell is Edgar back in 2023, Taya and Selena. Oh, and he worked with We Are Domi for their song Lights Off, the music video. Now, this is what Ruy has to say. From the beginning, we wanted to create a unified visual world for Daniel, one that would connect the music video, staging, photography, and overall communication around the song. Our goal was to come up with an approach that is rather unusual on the Eurovision stage, and in a sense goes against what is typical for the competition. The music video itself carries the same philosophy. Instead of switching between many locations, we choose one intimate space that creates an intimate atmosphere and allows Daniel's voice and presence to stand out. However, we deliberately saved the biggest moments for the live performance on stage. It will be different in form, but is based on the same principle. This approach allows us to preserve Daniel's authenticity while clearly presenting his artistic voice on the international stage. So hopefully they will isolate him from the audience. Hopefully, once again, we will just be in Daniel's world, Daniel's apartment, whatever that space is at Eurovision, because I think you want to get lost in his world to access his voice, the song, etc. The song is very intimate, right? The song is very intimate. So hopefully the staging will reflect that. I think it will.
I think that it's a really credible name to have behind you. And with Daniel's voice and his fragility, and also I think the subject matter also is something that you can relate to, you know, the crossroads of decision making, life, do you turn left, do you turn right? I think we all tangle on some level with decision making, and we are at crossroads. I mean, for a lot of Eurovision fans, you know, should we even go to Eurovision or should we not? You know, like there's just so many, you know, you wake up today and it's like, you watch the world news and you're like, okay, should I go to work today or should I go back to bed? That's my take. Daniel has a fragility and authenticity about him, and the artistry is very much in how he emotes through a flawless technical vocal delivery.
I do wonder about pre-parties. This type of song, you know, the first 2/3 of it, it's not a typical pre-party vibe, right? This is not shade. Jamala, who won Eurovision, hers was not a typical, pre-party song either. But what I'm saying is, I think we need to be careful in the coming months at pre-parties, not to be like, oh, that song didn't fit the Amsterdam or London stage, so it's going to do bad at Eurovision. No. I think we need to realize that certain songs are made for parties, certain songs, they are art, and they are made for the Eurovision stage, where you have lots of gadgets and tricks. So yeah, I think this is very promising. You know, as a studio cut, would I put this on my Spotify playlist? Probably not, because I'm not listening to sad contemplative music when I'm, at Barry's boot camp or whatever, or I'm walking down the street or I'm on my bicycle. No, I want the oons, oons, oons. But if I was watching a TV show, and someone with a very big heart came out, they delivered incredible vocals, they were emotive, they were authentic, would I vote for them? Potentially, yes. So what I'm trying to say is let's give this context as we evaluate it. Will Czechia make the final at the Eurovision Song Contest? They are competing in semi-final 2. They sing in the first half alongside Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Luxembourg, Romania, and Switzerland. And then in the second half, you have Albania, Australia, Cyprus, Denmark, Latvia, Malta, Norway, and Ukraine. Now, looking in the first half of this, you have a lot of upbeat songs. Armenia, Bulgaria, you could count Luxembourg, Romania, which is rocking out. So yeah, Czechia is well placed as sort of the emotional experimental. It's the most experimental song in that half, maybe in the whole semifinal, so it's gonna pop out. That works well for it.
Czechia will be performing on the 14th of May, which is the second semi-final, and it's sandwiched between Bulgaria and Luxembourg. Mother Nature, she knows. And Bulgaria with Bagaraga. Yeah, this has got a shot. This has got a shot. It's different. Yeah, this has got a shot. This has got a shot. I'm excited. Oh, well.
Yeah, I'm glad this is in the second semifinal. I think that in this semifinal, lots of countries with checkered records like Czechia, they can go through, so let's wait and see the staging. And lastly, I just want to read some comments from the wiwibloggs Instagram. This is Kaka_Vysova. As a Czech, I'm already extremely proud of him. Goosebumps. This is Musansur. Czechia is really upping their game this year. The song sounds serious in a good way. It's that kind of music that you want to stop and analyze, and even though casual ESC viewers vote for more easy songs, I think such entries are essential, plus juries respect them. For me, it's a top 10 worthy audio, and with a respective visual appeal in Vienna, it could give Czechia its best result, keeping my hopes high for them. That is a very fair analysis. This is Slave Sneakers 28, famous, in the top 3, and yes, maybe the winner, 12 points for me. This is Isolde 9, most beautiful voice this year. This is George's_moments, best ballad this year. This is Tricon.music, my winner, period. And this is Lubinskan Astia. Well, it's growing on me, but will it be enough even to qualify? I'm not sure for now. But that's the thing, for now. I think a song like this has a lot of variables at play. We're gonna have to wait for the live performance and for the staging. But they certainly have a base product that could do very well depending on how it's executed. All right, well, that's what we think. What do you think? Is Czechia headed to the final? Do you love this song? Are you as impressed with Daniel's voice as we are? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Follow wiwibloggs on Pinterest, and we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.